Hello and welcome in. My name is DrumRollTony. I'm a streamer on Twitch, musician and music educator living in Seattle, Washington. It's been a while since we've listened to the Danish National Symphonic Orchestra, so I figured we'd get back into it. I've recently been watching Obi-Wan, and I know they've done The Mandalorian, so I figure we should check that out. Now, hello and warning, I do pause a lot and rewind often, so if that's not your thing, this might not be the video for you. But if you don't mind, come on in. All right, some information about the folks that are involved in this production. The Mandalorian, this version of it has been arranged by Tommy Anderson. The ensemble is conducted by Anthony Hermes. We're going to have voice featured by David Bateson. I had to look him up. He is a British actor and comedian, which is a cool little fact here. He's actually best known for being the voice of Agent 47, the protagonist in the video game Hitman. Great video game, played that a little bit. And of course, our main here, our composer is Ludwig Göransson. I'm probably saying the last name wrong. Who is a Swedish composer, conductor, and record producer. He has scored films such as Fruitvale Station, the Rocky franchise entries Creed and Creed 2, Venom and Tenet, and he also composed the new fanfare for Warner Brother Pictures, as well as the fanfare for the Star Wars brand logo. So that's pretty sweet. All right, volume is up. We're ready to go. Mandalorian.
This is the way.
That's awesome. That staging of woodwinds there has always been probably one of my favorite parts of the theme. I assume most people's. It's so cleverly written, and when the flute comes in with that little dissonance, it's real nice. Almost like one of those has like a little bit of a fuzzy electronic sound mixed on it. I'm going to go back 5 seconds so we can continue this transition here. So, question for those of you in the comments. It seems like the featured players in the beginning have in-ears. That's a pretty complicated rhythm that kind of weaves in and out of counterpoint time with each other. Do you think they're playing with a little bit of a click? Or are they strictly following? Because this is pretty open for interpretation there. So, I'm very curious. So, let me know what you think. Let's go back. That's really nice. I'll be honest with you. I would have thought that was a harpsichord patch if I didn't see that it was an actual guitar player. So that would have really tricked my ears. One thing I do love to see, and I will talk about a little bit, we'll rewind here, is look at the width of the percussion section back there. This is so beautiful to see. Also, look how cool. Have you played an orchestra that has all this stuff going on? Now, I don't know when this was recorded, but the only times I've seen, like, it almost looks like dividers is like, like during kind of COVID times where stuff was on stage to have division with air and stuff, but this seems like it's strictly for thematic with kind of match what's going on. So it's very Star Wars. It's very cool. Loving all of that. I'm going to pick it back up from right here. I just wanted to go back and look at how wide that percussion section is and just take it in awe, Such a clever use of triplet rhythms there with the first partial rest on the beginning of that phrase. So, okay, so some players have in-ears and some players don't have in-ears. So maybe I'm going to take back the guesstimate on is there click? Is there what was going on there? So I don't know. Is it just lead players? I've seen another video where the entire orchestra had in-ears, so we know they got the money. So very curious. Let's just hear that triplet groove again. We're going back 10. It's so nice when the big melodic content is in the low brass and just very, very dominant on all the low sounds. And then you add distorted guitar because that is not a norm for any symphonic setting. Of course, neither is flying around in spaceships and, you know, shooting Starship or not Starship Troopers. Also a good movie, by the way, from the late 90s. But you know what I mean. Let's go back 10. There, we hand it off there. That's a very crisp sounding concert snare drum. This is great. So as we talked about that low end melody, obviously high woodwinds and strings, higher strings took over on the kind of the handshake there. And we have the other percussion main voice kind of come in. Because that whole time we have going on the muted bass drum that's been turned over, and we're playing with the backside of sticks. If you didn't pick that up on the first time, you could always look back. Let's go back 10 to get into this transition. Very, you know, he's got all this fanfare writing. It's very present in here. One of the cool things about, like, you know, TV shows and themes, this is not complicated music. This is very, very, very basic stuff. But man, does it sound good when it's jamming. Like, straightforward chord progressions, really, really great melodies. But they have those little flavors of complicated stuff. Like at the beginning, that cool woodwind intro is very, very difficult and breaks a lot of like the rules compared to what we're hearing in the main body of the music. So to me, that is like fascinating and really fun. Every episode I watched of this series, I always thought about, I was like, man, this is like if you made this faster and just was like super, super heavy band, added a bunch of double bass and like gargantuan, chunky, distorted guitars, it's like basically a metal piece. But the way it's scored here, it's just very, very cinematic and it just fits the vibe real well. I know I just talked about it, but I'm gonna talk about it again. So with the muted bass drum, like the way a concert bass drum works, if you hit it, you know, normally your bass mallet, like the actual mallet chunk of it is like twice the size of this this mic guard right here. It's so big, and if you hit a concert bass drum, it's gonna resonate for like a very long time. I'm talking like 30 seconds. You know, like you could never, if you played go go go, it would just be, you wouldn't hear anything. So it's a smaller bass drum, by the way. It's flipped over on its side, and we have cloth on it to take away all the lingering resonations. But I will also say every single player back there is mic'd. Like, there's so much money in this orchestra. Like, So everything you can do back there, you can play it at like an intense, crisp dynamic, and you're playing loud for yourself, but it's mixed in. You're not playing so the person in the last row is gonna, you know, feel that in a different, like you don't have to approach the instrument in that way. So this is really cool. But I just wanted to bring up and maybe talk about the differences between concert bass drum and that style. But a lot of times when we play it as the player, you get like your left hand underneath the instrument, you get very close, you cradle it, and you put your knee up on the inside and you use part of your leg as a muffling device. And I mean, it looks like you're very intimate with your bass drum, because the concert bass drum is huge. So sorry, we're going off on a bass drum tangent here. I just wanted to give you some insight in that and just how they get this sound here. Yeah, man. You know what else is great on YouTube videos? Adding a little bit of extra time at the end and not putting your next videos over it so you can actually see the end of the video. That's kind of cool too. So the conductor has the earpiece too. So either they're hearing a full mix of everything that's going on and a click, or only a click. I don't know. I'm not sure. I would assume it's probably a mix of everything that's going on. But every orchestra setting I played in did not have enough money for everyone to have in-ears. So I am unaware, but that's good stuff. You can't really go wrong with epic Star Wars music, even the modern stuff. I mean, this is a huge contrast in style compared to our the granddaddy of them all from our, you know, Mr. John Williams in the 70s. But of course, even in Star Wars, there's lots of quotes of other pieces of famous music. So we don't need to talk about that right now, but I'm glad we got back to that. It's been a long time. I think it's been at least maybe it's been a month since we've done this. So it was good to get back into it. So hopefully you liked it. I definitely did. My name is DrumRollTony. I'm a streamer on Twitch. Catch me over there when I'm live so we can talk about symphonic orchestra settings or Star Wars or just video games in general. You can find the link to my Twitch channel in the video description below. You can also find the link to my Discord. Come be a part of that. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel so you can catch my next upload. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. All right, have a good day.